driving my semi. It was 2017, the first week of June, and I was on Highway 10 in the Manistee National Forest. I am picking up a load at a paper mill that's up near Traverse City, and I picked up about 43,000 pounds of huge paper rolls. I had a lot of weight on it, and I was noticing that I was starting to lose air in my system, in my truck. And that's not a good thing if you know how air brakes work. So I pulled over to, it's kind of like a snowplow turnaround. And I grabbed my tools and I was under there working on it and repairing it. And I was getting the weirdest feeling, and I was looking around in the woods. I'm close to the woods. I'm probably 15 feet from the wood line, 20 feet at the most. It was 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the evening. It's still a lot of daylight. It don't get dark till like almost 10 o'clock, you know. Lots of daylight. And I see these shadows in the wood line back in a little ways, dark, like a blackness. And they're moving around because I heard some things. The atmosphere felt weird. It was real odd. It was almost like an echo chamber. You know, it was just the strangest feeling. Unnatural sounds. It's weird. I'm really feeling real uneasy, and I got it fixed. It was a quick repair, not even 5 minutes. And I start to go, and I'm at the bottom of a hill. I'm heavy, and I got a lot on the truck, so it's going to take a while to get up that hill. So hold out onto the road, get going. Everything's fine. No cars around. I start getting up the hill. Maybe I get 100 yards, and I look over to my right side. I just felt a darkness in my window out of the corner of my eye, and there is a wolf head in my window. My windows are down because it's warm, and I wanted to get the breeze in. I'm at about 20 to 25 miles an hour maybe, and wolf head is just keeping up with me like it's a Sunday stroll. This wolf-looking thing is staring at me, and he's looking down. He's stooping down. I'm sitting at 9 feet. He's stooping down, so he had to be 10 to 11 feet tall. Had to be. He's running next to me on 2 feet, looking down through the window at me, stooping down. And he's got his hands in front of him. And he's got hands, and they're huge. And his head is like taking up a semi-window, you know, big. And he's just right there next to my mirror. And he is black. He's solid black. His eyes are like a deep amber gold color. He looks like a werewolf, but he doesn't look like an animal either. He's got intelligence. He's looking straight at me. His eyes darting around, looking at everything in my cab, like really fast. And he's reaching in. He reaches in and pulls his hand away. As he did that a few times, his claws about 3 inches long, looking like raccoon hands, but giant. He was really smooth, like silky smooth in his movements, almost like a cat. He's got shoulders and he's running, but his arms aren't moving like a man would, even though he's got a similar torso and hands. It's kind of like he's out there like a raptor running. He had to stoop down to look in, and I'm sitting at about 9 feet. He was huge. He was massive. He was about 1,000 pounds, I would say.
The hand was so big that it was as big as your steering wheel or bigger?
About the size of my steering wheel, yes. And his hand, he kind of cupped it, and it came in, and then he pulled it back out. His nails did scrape on the top of my door, and he was also trying to pull on my outside handle to open the door because there were scratches on that. The thing was, is this all happened really fast, and he looked to me like he was trying to send a message, like, I'm going to get you when there's nothing you can do about it. That's the vibe I was getting. His eyes were not animalistic like you would see in a normal wolf or dog or any animal. You know how they don't have an intelligence that a human would have behind their eyes like this did. And then I automatically thought, I have a .45 Colt revolver strapped to my seat. I pulled my gun and I pulled it fast, and I shot twice, and he went down. He went down, and he went down like he got hit by a clothesline. Lights out. I hit him in the eye. I was still trying to get up this hill, and I didn't know if I was in another dimension. I was really freaking out. There is a place up the road, a little picnic area. I can get this big truck turned around and go back about 1.5 miles from there. If that thing's still alive, I'm going to run it over with this truck. Can't let that thing live. It's a killing machine, whatever that is. It's a werewolf. I get back down there. It should still be there. When I hit it, I saw it in my mirror, and I saw it was sliding in the weeds, knocking down the weeds. It looked like the size of a quarter horse. I get back down the hill, and he wasn't there. But what was there was a Jeep. There was 2 people there, a man and a woman. Come to find out later that this was maybe a year after my encounter. I get pulled into a scale house in Indiana, and the state police are holding me there for federal authorities for some reason. I thought it was something to do with trucking. These guys showed up and started intimidating me. This is how things are going to work. We know you're talking about these dogmen. You're not going to do that anymore. This is how it's going to go down. And if you don't believe us, we can do things to show you. And they said, you know what it's about. You killed our asset. He said, you killed our asset. I said, well, what do you need it for? And they were just irate about it. They said, you just don't know how much trouble you caused us. They did mention it's a homeland security matter. That's all we're saying. That's all you get. They took my gun, too. They said you can make you fail a drug test. We can do all kinds of stuff. We can really wreck your life.